So the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets, a rematch from the other night in this one, and the Spurs win it this time, 103-91, in a close ball game for the most part of it. But the Spurs in the fourth quarter took charge and won this game. Now to the Houston, Christian Wood, another monster game for Wood here. 24 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 of 20 from the field. So Wood, he's been one of the best signings in the offseason for any team here. And Wood, he exploded, 24 and 18. He's on pace to make the All-Star team, and it looks like he's not going to slow down anytime soon for this ball club is Christian Wood. And right now, this team, they're hurt. Eric Gordon, he was out with lower leg tightness in this one. Brown was out with leg soreness. John Wall once again out. Victor Oladipo still didn't report. And Cousin out with soreness. So Christian Wood, the last man standing for now here in Houston. And he's going to have a crazy usage rate and put up a lot of big games like he did here tonight. So if you got Christian Wood in your fantasy drafts, 5th or 6th round where he was going, good for you, because he's having an amazing season. Jones got a start in this one, and he played well. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 12 from the field, and 6 of 8 from downtown. So Jones, he'll have fantasy value if these guys continue to miss games. But the Rockets were missing 4 or 5 of their main guys in this one. Daniel House out as well, and he's questionable in the next couple games to come back. But Jones, if he starts and gets opportunities until these guys come back, he might be a filler for a couple games because he could definitely shoot the basketball, and that's what he did in this one. Ben Mclemore, he had a good bounce-back game, 21 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, 7 of 14 from the field, and 4 for 7 from downtown. But Mclemore, he don't really have fantasy value. Same thing as Jones. You need these guys to be out long-term for these guys to get playing time and be options in fantasy basketball. It was a good game from Mclemore, but at this time, he's not going to have value. P.J. Tucker, he's not the guy on the fantasy radar, and in this one, if you had him for whatever reason, 1 for 9 from the field, 4 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. He just hasn't done much this season, is Tucker, and now this trade rumor is swirling that the Minnesota Timberwolves are interested to try to trade for Tucker, and that's something I could see happening possibly because this Rocket team, they're in kind of a rebuild and trying to make the playoffs at the same time after the type of deal they made in the James Harden deal. So we'll see if they trade Tucker or not. The rookie Tate in this one, he started 25 minutes, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from the line. So Tate, I think he's going to have a decent role with this Rocket team now, even with all these guys, if they come back or not, is Tate. He was their first-round pick this season. The Rockets, they got to see what they have for the future, because right now, to me, it's really just John Wall and Christian Wood. Oladipo, I believe, is a free agent after the season. Eric Gordon, you know what you're going to get from him, a 6-man off the bench who can really score, and that's about it. And that's it. This team, they got a lot of guys they could get rid of after the year. But Tate, he's a guy they could look at for the future, and he's going to get playing time. Nwaba, 25 minutes, 7 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists for Nwaba. He don't have fantasy value. Right now, the Rockets, they're just putting bodies out there because they need anyone they could. Karooks, he made his Rocket debut. They got him in the James Harden deal. 21 minutes, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and assists. But I don't see him having a role with this team. Now to the Spurs side of things. Lamarcus Aldridge, another off game in this one. And he might have left it early, banged up with injury. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 7 from the field. So hopefully Aldridge is all right. The reports here, we don't know what's going to happen with him. But hopefully he's only day to day. And when more news breaks, we'll get it to you there. But Aldridge, another down game, and he came back last week, had a good couple games in a row, and now the struggles continue. And the injury here for Aldridge, Lonnie Walker, he had an off game in this one. 8 points, 3 rebounds, no assists, 2 of 8 from the field, 4 for 5 from the line. So Walker, he's been an inconsistent player this year, but he's going to get a lot of playing time, especially with Derek White out 4 to 6 weeks. And Paddy Mills, he's more of a guy that comes off the bench here for this San Antonio Spurs team. So I think Walker, he'll be fine. It was an off game, and he should be owned in all 12-team leagues or deeper. DeJounte Murray, another good game, 18 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 8 of 18 from the field, and 2 for 5 from downtown for Murray. So Murray, you got him earlier in your drafts, 6th, 7th round. With White out now, it's all his, that point guard position, and the big minutes for Murray, and he's been producing pretty good this season. Kelden Johnson, another decent game in this one, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 10 from the field, and 1 for 3 from downtown. So Kelden Johnson, I'm big on him. The Spurs are big on him. They know he's going to get the job done for his team, and he's been getting it done for fantasy owners most nights than not. So Kelden Johnson, he's a good ball player, and he's a guy that got picked up in a lot of fantasy leagues to start the year, and he's really paying off. DeMar DeRozan, he scored 24 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in 36 minutes, but it took him 25 shots to get the 24 points, and his field goal percentage was under 35% in this one. So DeRozan here, he's had a decent season so far this year, where his field goal percentage has been pretty solid, but in this one, a lot of bad shots and a lot of misses, obviously, for DeRozan. He did add the 4 assists, and he was 100% from the line, but DeRozan, I would try to get him in a sell-high deal if I could and get someone else better, because I think DeRozan, a lot of nights like this, we're going to start to see where his field goal percentage takes a hit. Poultry filling in for Aldridge in this one had a great game, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 7 from the field. But the thing with Poultry, he filled in for Aldridge the last few times, a week or two ago when Aldridge was out with the knee soreness, and his numbers were minus, so I don't buy into it. It was a good game for Poultry, no doubt about it, but you got to see more out of him, and we got to know Aldridge's status before he's worth an ad in fantasy. Rudy Gay, 22 minutes, 5 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. So Gay, the last few games, he's really not scoring the basketball well. He's still rebounding good, but you can find rebounds a lot in fantasy and a lot on the wire. So Rudy Gay, he's droppable in all 10 and 12 team leagues, maybe 14 team leagues. He requires a roster spot. Paddy Mills, 22 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 of 12 from the field, and 2 for 6 from downtown. So Paddy Mills, he's been decent this season, but he's a player that's inconsistent. He's playing about 22, 25 minutes a game. He's a better real-life player, I believe, than a fantasy player. So that was the Houston Rockets at the San Antonio Spurs fantasy basketball and NBA recap.